Happy Valentine's Day. This is your daily market review for February 14th, 2023.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well.
This is Dan Max at XP Realty, aka the Trading Agent. Happy Valentine's Day, Tuesday, February 14th, 2023. Hopefully you're doing well. Let's get into it. This market is giving you opportunity to trade, also setting up, which I think is a amazing short opportunity. If you're newer to the channel, please follow, subscribe, like. I guarantee if you follow, you're going to learn a lot about how the market actually works from a perspective of someone who's been trading for many years, not from the day trading, gambling mindset of somebody trying to predict every single move and always trying to be right, because that's gambling. Again, in a probability-based game, goal is to what? Win more than you lose. We win 85% of the time, but the thing that we're always trying to do is be cognizant of the conditions around us, timing, understanding how things will play out, because again, it's all repeating patterns. There's nothing new in trading. If you've read the Livermore book or any of the recommended readings, which will be in the description below, you know that. So on that note, let's get into it. CPI data, whatever. Does it really matter? Not really too much in my opinion. We expected what? Up, down, chop. That it's OPEX. It's literally OPEX. I shorted the pop, closed some positions in the AM at the lows. Pretty solid day. Now, watching the close, am I surprised it's rallying back? I guess not. I don't know. It's ChopX. I mean, they're trying to kill all the options out there. Keep that in mind. Calls and puts. So the market makers specialists are trying to wipe out as many options as possible. With that being said, timing-wise, I mean, do the best you can. That's what I always tell people. Like, try to find the extremes. Do not try to trade in between swing points. Try to trade too aggressively just to trade, because that's called gambling. So on that note, if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Appreciate it. Any likes, subscribes, follows, because again, there's a lot of content here. When the student's ready, the teacher will appear, and the algorithms are very good at helping folks who need that. So on that note, let's get into it. If you want to join the Discord room, link in the description below. Always talking about what we're up to. Twitter, that's a good place to hit me up. Always posting what we're doing. Message me if you want to get a link as well. Always here to help folks who are trying to learn. Because again, if you're just trying to get the easy answers, you're not really trying to learn. It's like, you know, hey, I got a basketball. I think I'm going to go shoot some hoops. I'm going to be okay. All right. Well, do you want a coach? Do you want someone to help you? If you do, that's my job. I enjoy helping people who want to help themselves. But you have to be dedicated. You got to be willing to work harder than me and everyone around you to see results. It's the same thing. The analogy I was using today is, imagine you're 300 pounds. And you need to lose weight, and you want to get to 6% body fat. You can't do it all at once. You can't starve yourself, and you can't expect to change instantaneously. So it's like the baby steps. If you've got bad trading habits, you're not going to overcome them all at once. You have to do them step by step by step, and you have to habit stack good trade definition. I mean, good trading, which, you know, defining your risk, limiting your losses, not over trading, waiting for extremes, letting the market come to you. All these little things. And again, if you're like, what are you talking about? Well, boom, we've got videos for all of that, literally. Educational trading videos, there's 57 of them. I guarantee if you watch this, you will be a much better trader. I can guarantee it, because, again, these are the things that people don't understand about the market, is there's repeating patterns, mechanisms. Everyone's watching the present. Nobody studies the past. That's where I learned how this all works. Now, is it always perfect? No. But that's what you realize in a probability-based game. The goal is to what? Buy the low, sell high, short high, cover low. Well, again, in the process of trends and the movement, it's not always straight line moves. It's like people are really good at seeing the 10-minute chart, but they can't apply it to the daily, weekly, maybe even monthly. So on that note, let's just jump into it. Bitcoin, not surprised, held mid 21,000s, bouncing up to mid 22,000s. See, it's just choppy range, right? You could argue this is bullish, making higher highs off the lows, but then you also have to zoom out and remember that in 2017 to 2020, or 2019, whatever it was, just went nowhere. Is that possible? I mean, it kind of feels, again, like interest rates have to go higher. If the pivot is not there. If you're not familiar with the Fed Fund futures, I recommend you save this. Check this link out. I'll just drop this real quick. The odds of a rate hike or a rate cut, 0. The odds of a rate hike, 25 basis point, 90%, and then 9.2% for a 50 basis point rate hike. So people like betting on this pivot, Fed's changing. No. Now that we got the CPI data, again, I don't really care too much about it. It's in the 6s. It's still way too high, right? Way too high. So on that note, Bitcoin, gold, some of these things that have like kind of risen anticipating of a Fed pivot. I don't think so, Tim. We'll just keep an eye on it. Trade it. Know the levels. I mean, it is pretty technical. I personally, if you had bought it, again, take some profit, right? And if you want to buy the dip, great. Well, if it doesn't break out, you're going to have to like raise your stops to find your risk. I hope that helps. Oil. Chopping. Talked about it bottoming here, rallying. It's just choppy. It's choppy, sloppy, tough to know. Personally, in my opinion, you're betting on geopolitical stuff to go higher, or if you think it's going to go lower, just wait. I mean, that's how I look at it. You're kind of in no man's land. And same thing with like nat gas. I know a lot of people trying to get excited about nat gas because the price is low. Well, it's like Livermore said, you can't just short high prices because they're high, and sometimes you just don't buy dips to buy dips. If you study the past with nat gas, it can play games. Is this the best opportunity out there? That's why I tell people, like, you want to get involved in nat gas, or do you want to like trade things that are moving? Oh, but the market this and the market that and the market this. And like, all right, is this the best opportunity? Right? No. And so again, I'm like reading comments of people on this one. I think the market has upside in commodities and materials, but that's probably in the second half of the year. Well, what's today? It's February 15th. It's not the second half of the year. No one's going to argue that in inflationary times commodities should rise. But it's that. Well, look at the evidence. We'll show you why we don't think. First thing, dollar. The dollar bottomed, holding the 50-day, chopping around. We talked about dollar going higher. Market ain't gonna like it. Things that aren't bullish, things that aren't bearish. We'll talk about it. Things that aren't bullish. This is one of them. Talked about the trap here. Gap and goes, and now we've got gap and goes, but we're holding tight. Typically, the gap and goes would fail, right? Nope, not this time. Things that are different. Keep that in mind. TLT, again, higher rates. The market ain't liking higher rates, y'all. And again, why should we have higher rates? Well, inflation isn't going down, and that's what happens, right? Typically, that's the sequence here. However, there is a huge short position in the treasury market. Could the treasuries get bought if the recession grows? Because again, I think we will have a recession this year. It's just a matter of how big and how hard. Do not believe the narrative that the Feds know how to navigate a soft landing. They've never done that. And also, don't believe this. The VIX has never bottomed or topped in a bear market in the 30s. It's going to have to be at least 50, y'all. Okay? Just keep that in mind. So TLT, watch what happens. It looks range bound. It looks a little range bound. So on that note, just be careful. Just be careful. That's all I can say. VIXer, man, VIX termination. You're welcome. Right? VIX termination. Are you surprised? Talk about this. I mean, the action today. Look at the close, man. They dumped that thing. VIX termination. You're getting cheap to buy puts. That's all I'm going to say. Don't buy the freaking weeklies. Don't buy next week. Buy time if you were actually looking to short something. Because you have to also give it time to play out. The big money's in the big moves. SPY. Long wick, chop. Pretty indecisive. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, you could argue like, oh, it's breaking the flag. I would just argue you're just chopping. Just chopping, because this looked like it was breaking the flag too. And chop tops a little bit, not as much as this. A little choppier. Chop top. Well, again, it's OPEX. I mean, you have to kill both sides, options, calls, and puts. Remember that. It is only Tuesday. But just be aware, the seasonality going out after next week, not bullish at all. Not bullish at all. So, give me a second. So, it's just, please be careful. At this point, you've got more data, retail sales tomorrow, NHAB. You got housing starts on Thursday. I mean, I play it as it is. Market's not going to be easy. I think it still ends up going down, but I've seen OPEXs play the games. Kihus, laggard, not even close to back to the highs. Not surprised. I mean, there's some tech names trying to hold it up, but keep an eye on it. IWM lagging again. Nice long wick, gets pretty damn close to our target. Good enough for government work. Lagging, dangerous. DIA, I don't know why I jumped on that one, but lagging, right? Not anywhere close to the highs. Chopping, doesn't look right. Gold, told you guys and gals, stay away, leave it alone. Today's action might be choppy. Yeah, I mean, again, we talked about shorting up here, covering it all. Again, I don't like to short gold here, oil, whatever you want to call it. If things are hard, it's a hard trade, and there's geopolitical stuff, then you got problems, right? If you got problems, what are you going to do? Right? So again, I just think about it, I look at it, and I'm like, you know what? Short gold, no. But again, it probably could go lower. Just keep that in mind. Silver. Again, it's talking about leading it down. Simple. Keep it simple. Not much to say. I mean, GDX, if you got dust. Now, again, miners will get crushed. And if you watch previous videos, you know this stuff. When the market drops, miners are not safe. Neither is gold sometimes. And sometimes gold doesn't chop as much. But miners are not safe. I mean, it just talked about shorting up here. God, I got exactly up to the highs. Keep an eye on it. GDXJ. Okay. I mean, we talked about this leading down earlier. Okay, breaks the trend line. Holding here. Need more information. Keep an eye on it. AG. This thing's been a dog. Again, this is why we're talking about like metals. Why, they don't really look too good when the miners don't lead them up. Well, they weren't acting well. Newmont down $1 today. I think, don't they have? No, they had earnings. It doesn't look good. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Sorry, someone's texting me, and it's like, man, I got to answer this, but I don't want to stop the video. But when you look at Newmont, just clarify, does this look bullish? Now, take this candle out because that was erroneous. Miners just don't have it. I move fast. I need to move on. It's just I ponder this, and I'm like, these things can just get absolutely bludgeoned. Now, could they pop? Maybe, but they're not doing well when the market's doing well, so don't expect them to continue to do well. Do well, right? AMD, let's get into tech. Not surprised. Little bounce. Okay, here you go. Watch what happens at the 0.618. Can it play this game? Yep, it can. Just be aware of it. NVIDIA. Everybody loves this. Everybody loves this stock. Remember, there's some interesting areas here with the gap. Can it fill the gap and then flop? That's right, it can. Definitely. Absolutely. Right? Taiwan Semi acting a little better. But again, another little wick. This is a better close. But still, keep an eye on it. Just, people are like, oh, I'm zoomed in on the daily. I could literally do this for weekly and monthly charts, but no one would watch the stream. It'd be too long. Just keep aware. Like the item, here. 20 month. Be aware. Just keep that in mind. Coming into the 20 month. That's all I'll say. SMH, okay. Playing games. Not surprised. Again, this is ChopX. The action today. NVIDIA's got earnings next week. People really love tech because they don't understand how inflation works. Semis get killed when inflation happens because, again, recession and throw in inflation, it's the ultimate worst outcome for semis. But keep in mind, the market can do things for a while that are not correct to you and me, right? Fundamentals. And again, maybe you can even be wrong, so define your risk. That's the key here. Adobe. There's your top. It's now just chopping. It's going to go when it's going to go. Apple added shorts today on this. Nice. I mean, there's your top. Just chopping. Playing games. I don't really know what to say. Short pops. Amazon, dead money. Oh, yawn. There's your island floating reversal 1 day. Done. CRM. It's getting institutional support. Chopping to lower lows and lower highs. That doesn't look right. Google, we talked about this one. Dead. Can it pop here? I mean, maybe it needs to rally a little bit. Maybe it can do its own little thing again because it's gotten slaughtered as the market holds up. Meta shorted this one on the pop today. Looking to add more if we can get to the 182s. If we don't, even better. Microsoft talked about if you got a pop today, you could short it. Boing, boing. I didn't get that one, but I like it up here. Pretty simple. Just keep it simple, stupid kind of thing. NDAQ, we've talked about this lagging because, again, why? Dan, why do you think the NASDAQ sucks? Well, again, because we talked about it. Once momentum is lost, ain't nobody going to be trading this stuff. Ain't nobody going to be trading. It goes in cycles. And so what the NDAQ is confirming to me that over time, less people will be trading on NASDAQ stocks. It's just confirming. The evidence is right in front of you. Do you see it? It's been acting lagging. I wish I would have shorted it, more of it. Shorted it, more of it, whatever, any of it. Some people have. It just hasn't given me an opportunity to rise. Something's going on. MicroStrategy, we talked about these wicks being the top. Now it rallies back. 280 plus, keeping on it. Netflix shorted this one today on the pop. Got into our gap. We'll see. I mean, could it get a little higher? Please be thoughtful. Just be thoughtful. Roblox. People talk about shorting it. Said, I don't like to short this one because I think it's a buyout target at any point. But hey, it has gone down. Evidently, doesn't matter what we believe. Tesla. Interesting rally today. All right, back into the box. The box within the box. I don't have no short on Tesla, but now that I see this close, put it on red alert for tomorrow. If this thing pops, maybe the 200-day. Maybe, again, confluence coming in together. Keep an eye on it. If you have been short this stuff, you have to remember, you have to be wired this way, especially when you go after the leaders and the stuff that's more aggressive. Got to be patient. You can't go all or nothing trading, and you have to be aware that sometimes they rip right back. So if you trade around your position, you're good, and sometimes you won't have a full position. Like, that just happens sometimes. Maybe you got in 100% up here, it dropped, you took some off, and you haven't added back, and it gaps down tomorrow. Well, that happens. That happens. Okay? Just be careful. Let's get through the materials. Let's wrap this up. X. Nice little rally today. Everyone loves materials. Again, some of the folks who I would consider counterindicators really like materials here. I personally think they're going to flop with the market. They've just, again, you see one big green candle today. It's like, oh, it's great. And it's like, well, there's your top. It's just rally. No. New core. Rally back again. Holds the 20-day again. I mean, is this a little left and right shoulder? Keep aware. Like, that's a top, y'all. That's a top. Stop. Zoom out. Caterpillar, again, can't get any love. Love it. Again, I would like to add more shorts, but it's not even popping. Look at this. We played this, our earnings small, very, very small. Got lucky because it gapped down. That's your top. Now it's just chopping. It's just a matter of when. When. Not if. When. VALE, talked about this. Some of the materials names laying down. Doggy doo-doo. Does not look good. Arrow. Copper breaks the 20-day. Now it rallies back. Again, I mean, you really want to trade this? Go right ahead, but it doesn't. Again, I think there's better opportunities, but it just confirms. CCJ, amazing earnings, right? All right, well, it's holding up here at the 28.29 level. I think you got shorts with stops. This is very simple, right? Keep it simple. At this point, I don't know if materials are the best shorts, but it doesn't look bullish to me. I mean, you could argue it, but does it really mean that it has to go and it's going to go? It's holding, it's chopping, has every reason to should go. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's the problem here. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, wait, hold on. After hours, did I just get an alert? Taiwan semi down, $3. Oh, no. Who could have seen this coming? So, yeah, there you go. Jay Solstice, I'm watching this live. Appreciate the updates on the Discord room. CF, we talked about it. Popping and flopping, right? Like, it looked like it was going to be strong, and this is the thing. Like, things you're not, like, you're not seeing continuation in the names that I think you would see. Still have a gift alarm at 40, 75, 74 area. I think we'll get there at some point. Material names, again, I don't know why people are like, oh, I gotta buy them. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't have to buy them. I love materials long term, but I don't believe in them. And meaning that if the market pulls you down, everybody goes with it. This is how it's always worked. You want to try to see if something's going to hold up on its own? Your guess is good as mine. Oh, here come all the 13Fs. Oh, this is going to be hilarious. Oh, I forgot they're coming out today. They always come out during the OPEX second month, during second to last week of earnings. All right, sorry, back. Mosaic, dead money. NTR, again, hit the 200-day. Things that aren't bullish. AA should be ripping face. No. Again, we talked about it. They got the aluminum ban of Russia. Oh, that should be good for AA. No. All this stuff doesn't look right. XLF, if you shorted this A, boom, hit this one nicely. Gets up here into the 37 range. The FAS looks fine to me. It's just when, not if. Not if, when. And if I'm wrong, have a stop. JP Morgan just can't get over the 618. Keep an eye on it. Morgan Stanley, hey, close over 100. Congratulations. You win a prize. Let's see if it continues on. Because that feels like a little trap to me. Let me check the 10-minute real quick. I like to see the 10-minute close because you can see the market makers work at the end of the day. Not crazy volume. Look, feels and looks like distribution. Let me look at the XLF 10-minute. Just bear with me. Okay. Somebody was selling the close. You can see it. You can see it. Zinger. Oh, I got to get out. Blah. All right, sorry. Back to puking. Goldman Sachs down $2. What's going on? We'll see. We'll see. Chopping. Can't get over it. XBI, right? It should be up like $5. It should be back near 90. Is it? Survey says no. It's stuck at the 50-day. Not surprised it's bouncing after a decent drop. 92 and change down to 85. It's a bull market. Okay, things that just aren't looking bullish. Solar, you're welcome. Keep an eye on it. Chopping here. Trying to hold up. ENPH, dookie. Makes a new low. Rallies back. Okay. Chopping. Watch what happens if it gets a 20-day. Sedge had earnings today. This is an interesting reaction, right? Opens low, closes high, but kind of just in the in-between zone, right? Not really that great. First Solar was down, I think, on their guidance. Rallies back, which again, if you took profit at the open, I didn't add any First Solar because I want to see First Solar near the 170s. Keep an eye on it. And if I don't add any, guess what? I'll live with myself. Again, I just cannot chase. Where you get in matters. Defining your risk matters. All right, let's wrap it up. Oil. What's up, cat? Chopping, not surprised. UNG, hey, popped. Cool story. Again, I just remember this ETF deteriorates. So if this is how you're playing natural gas, and you haven't looked at a monthly chart on this thing, may God have mercy on your soul and your bank account. XOP, chopping up here, 140s. Here you go. All right. See what happens here. 100-day. Got to get over it. Oxy. Pop back up towards the top of the range. Wick at the 100-day. Keep an eye on it. If you're Xavier, you want to short that. That makes sense. I just personally I don't know about that. ExxonMobil. Monthly trend line right here. Be careful. Is this a breakout or a fake out? Time will tell, right? Good old PX Dizzle. PXD. Okay. I mean, you would think it would be much higher, but it's not. Something's wrong here. EQT, again, this thing is always doggy crap. Chopping. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's bottom line it again. ChopX, don't be surprised by up and down. Try to short, in my opinion, with defined risk. Levels that you know on stocks that you follow at the highs. Do not be adding to shorts in between swing points. Promise me that you won't do that. Okay? Be on red alert for what? Economic data coming out. Chop action. However, I think we will start to see what we see with OPEX. It's usually up and down. Like if it's up early week, expect down late week. If it was down early week, up late week. Well, is tomorrow the day? I don't know. Maybe it's Thursday. Keep in mind. Just keep this in mind. Wow, Buffett sold a ton of Taiwan Semi. Holy crap. Okay. Sorry, I was just looking at it. He had 60 million shares. He reduced it to 8 million. That's not good for semiconductors, which is good for us. At this point, just be thoughtful. I'm telling you, the goal of the trading is to be right. Give yourself outs. Give yourself time. If you have no time in your decision making, meaning you have short-term options, you have to feel like you have to act now. These are the things that make you gamble and lose. And I'm telling you right now, you're not a gambler. I do not promote gambling. I'm promoting smart investing. Again, we treat this like a business. If you want to be a gambler, get out of the Discord room, get out of trading, because I guarantee your end is guaranteed. I guarantee the guarantee of the guarantee, because 95% of traders fail. And are you going to outsmart the algorithm short term? Are you going to be able to consistently win? Because the problem with the dopamine and being right is it puts you in a position to what? Believe in your own bullshit. You start to think you're omnipotent. You start to think that you can't lose. And I'm telling you right now, it gets me. That's why I stopped. I was like, man, I like day trading because you can make good cookies here and there, but the big money's in the big trades. Okay? I appreciate everybody. Please be smart. Please be thoughtful. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm always here for you guys. I love you guys. Be safe out there. I want everyone to win. Talk to you later.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.